Kansas Governor Laura Kelly looks to drum up support for Medicaid expansion in the state. And we have the latest on rain in the area. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, the Kansas governor attends an event in Pittsburgh as part of the Healthy Workers, Healthy Economy Tour. Plus, families and faculty in Baxter Springs make the adjustment to a 4-day school week. And K-State makes a pit stop in Allen County today on a tour of the Sunflower States.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We have some rain in the area and a cool down on the way. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for our first look at the weather.
Well, of course, we had showers. We had thunderstorms across the region last night into the morning hours, some heavy amounts of rain, a break, but now we're getting more showers and thunderstorms. When we did see our break, our temperature is pretty good. 77 was our high temperature today. All right, look at this batch rotating through, and then they're going to start to flare back up again across southeastern Kansas. Any strong to severe storms are going to stay to our south. But we are going to have thunderstorms kind of rumbling through. One little guy right about Carthage and Jasper. This batch is going to rotate east. This will flare up as we go through the night. So we are going to have additional thunderstorms. Here's midnight. You can see them scattered about southeastern Kansas and then starting to shift along the I-44 corridor. So again, we could get some heavy amounts of rain by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. Also, much cooler temperatures. We're going to cover it all here in just a bit.
See you soon. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly joined healthcare leaders at Ascension Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh today for an event to promote Medicaid expansion. The governor's office says House District 3, which includes Pittsburgh, is home to about 2,000 working Kansans without health insurance. Governor Kelly herself says Medicaid expansion will be a key voting issue in the next election.
Really, the issue of convincing the leadership that it is in their best interests to allow their caucuses to debate and vote on Medicaid expansion. Next year is an election year. Every single legislator in the House and in the Senate will be up for election. Medicaid expansion will be a driving issue in the 24 election.
The governor's office cites census data that shows nearly 140,000 Kansans who work don't have health insurance. They would be covered under Medicaid expansion. The Missouri Attorney General is urging Tyson Foods to sell rather than close the Tyson plants in Knoll and Dexter, Missouri. AG Andrew Bailey makes the request in a letter to Tyson CEO Donnie King. Bailey says both federal and state law require Tyson to make every effort to sell. Bailey points out the Knoll Tyson plant employs 1,500 workers, and its closure would have a devastating impact on the community's economy. That plant is scheduled to close on or around October 20th. Much of northeast Oklahoma has battled contamination from old mining waste known as chat for decades. Today, the KOAM Nation marks 10 years of a project intended to preserve historic structures, artifacts, and landscape features while that chat was removed. A commemoration event today celebrates successes of the project. It began in 2013 when an agreement allowed the KOAM Nation to work with the EPA during the chat cleanup in the Tar Creek Superfund site.
Since healing their land and they're healing their home, that vested interest they have, this is their land forever. They were given this, it was set aside for them, and it's going to be theirs forever. So we're the ones at stake in partnership with the EPA and the state to do this until it's done.
This was the first tribally managed Superfund site cleanup in the U.S. Tribal leaders say that cleanup is going to continue for decades. The Baxter Springs, Kansas School District is adjusting to a 4-day school week, Tuesday through Friday. Now, last year, the community voted in favor of the 4-day school week to be implemented for this school year. The transition to that 4-day school week is part of the recruitment and retention plan for staff. USD 508 superintendent says the new schedule now gives staff a choice to make up hours or rest. It's not just the staff that's adjusting to the new schedule.
I think it's really helped. Honestly, she wakes up every day ready to go to school instead of burnout.
The roughest thing so far for the children is that they're just really cramped on Tuesday through Thursday. I know that they're extremely busy right now.
School officials say they'll know more in depth about how students are adjusting when benchmark scores come in. Faculty and students from K-State visited residents in Allen County this afternoon. KOAM's Anthony Saviello gives us a look.
Though Kansas State University may be over 150 miles away, its outreach stretches all the way across the state.
This is an effort by President Linton to get to all 105 counties, and what we're trying to do is lift up the good work that's happening in these counties and ways that K-State could partner with that work moving forward.
Residents and alumni of K-State in Allen County were invited to listen and give input about K-State.
And if we can lift the profile of higher education throughout the state, that's a winning strategy in terms of access for all kinds of learners, whether that's traditional students all the way to people who might be reskilling or retooling for a job.
The outreach also brings students who are part of the Connected Cats program to share their college experience.
Family is a big thing at K-State, and so getting just students from all different walks of life to come together.
Brody Nemechek is a senior at K-State and an Iola, Kansas native. The animal science major has a lot of pride for his school and what he's been able to accomplish.
That kind of community of bringing two teams from different backgrounds together and then to win a national championship, something that everybody dreams of.
He was joined with Allison Heim, another senior and Southeast Kansan, who shared her enthusiasm about being back home.
It's really fun to be back in the area. We were talking on the drive down, kind of reminiscing of what's changed since we were in school and just how things have been developing.
For these students, this outreach is important to share with those who have molded them. And through their efforts, they may even make a few more Wildcats. Reporting in Humboldt, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The outreach will continue in Allen County tomorrow. Coming up, a suspect in the murder of rap icon Tupac Shakur makes his first court appearance. Plus, the community of Fairland bids good luck and bon voyage to their softball team as the team members begin their quest for a state championship. Congressional lawmakers are headed home tonight, no longer able to conduct business on the House floor after the historic removal of the Speaker of the House. Skylar Henry reports several conservative hardliners have thrown their hats into the ring for the vacant position.
All I'm saying is we need to unite the conference. I think I can do that.
High-ranking Republicans Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise announced their candidacy for Speaker of the House Wednesday. Kevin McCarthy, the man who held that job until Tuesday afternoon, was asked about it.
Oh, they're two good friends. They both would do great.
Others may jump in before the first vote's expected next week. Until then, the People's House is closed for business, and many Republicans blame Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, who led the charge to remove McCarthy.
I think it was deplorable. I think it was disgraceful. And he put his own petty personal grievances ahead of the country.
Gaetz is standing by his decision.
The nerve of these establishment Republicans to have to take a week to go have a good cry and then blame us for being the reason that we can't get the work done. All we want to do is the work.
The future speaker will have to have the support of at least some of the hardline conservatives who ousted McCarthy. And there's the added pressure of a November 17th deadline to fund the government and avert a shutdown.
We cannot and should not again be faced with an 11th hour decision. Brinksmanship threatens to shut down the government.
Some Republican voters expressed their frustrations.
It makes me almost ashamed to be a Republican. We had a chance to govern, and we decided, oh, we don't want to do that. We'd rather have chaos and disruption.
And paralysis until Republicans in the House can find a speaker that most can support. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Funding for Ukraine could be in danger as Republicans work to elect a speaker and determine their priorities. The Pentagon has warned it's running out of money to replace weapons it's sent to Ukraine. President Biden says he'll make an announcement about Ukraine funding soon. The man who prosecutors say masterminded the 1996 deadly shooting of Tupac Shakur made his first appearance in a Las Vegas courthouse today. The hearing for Dwayne Cafe D. Davis was brief. He told the judge his lawyer wasn't present and asked for a continuance, which was granted. The 60-year-old was arrested Friday in connection with the cold case and charged with 1 count of murder with the use of a deadly weapon with a gang enhancement. Davis has long been linked to the 1996 drive-by shooting of the hip-hop icon on the Las Vegas Strip. Davis even admitted in his 2019 memoir that he was in the car with the person who fired the shots. Last week, police showed surveillance video of a gang fight they say incited the attack on Shakur. Last night, we told you about a massive pileup in Jackson County, Arkansas. 15 cars were involved, multiple injuries, 2 confirmed deaths. Well, authorities say thick smoke from a field fire caused poor visibility, which led to that pileup. As Chris Carter reports, one driver just wanted to make it home to his family.
Wind whips what is left of a field fire blamed for a 15-vehicle crash.
You couldn't see anything in front of you. It was worse than a fog.
Jeremy Jordan drove through the area of Highway 67 and 226 shortly before the pileup.
I knew something bad was going to happen.
His intuition was right. Thick smoke from a field fire reduced visibility so bad he couldn't see in front of his car. He snapped this picture of what he drove through.
No, yeah, you couldn't see the hood of your truck.
Arkansas State Police said the smoke was so thick it was hard to see. 15 cars, 4 semis, and 11 passenger cars wound up in the wreckage. Jordan said he's not surprised. With the inability to see, stopping was nearly impossible.
Driving on the interstate at that speed, whether you have to slow down real quick. I mean, it got to where if you slowed down, there was somebody in front of you, you wouldn't have time to react.
3 medical helicopters were called in. State police said multiple people were hurt and at least 2 people were killed. Jordan is lucky to have made it home.
Feeling pretty blessed to see my kids this afternoon, Prayers go out to the families that were destroyed today.
At last report, authorities still had not released an exact number of just how many people were injured. A little later, a local band gets a shot at the big time as they tour Europe with a nationally known act.
Also, we have more thunderstorms rolling through for us tonight. Those details coming up next.
At Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, of course, thunderstorms for us last night, and then now another round of showers and thunderstorms for a good chunk of the region. We're going to continue to have these as we go through the overnight hours. Nice shot. It's wet, though. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Rainfall today. With the additional rain this evening, we're at about 1.25 inches at the Joplin Airport, but still a deficit of 10 inches. Scattered thunderstorms stick around. Here's 8 a.m. Then our chances decrease and everybody dries out. Last night, heaviest rain along and south of the I-44 corridor, but you see these strips in Kansas where some people didn't get any rain at all. So it wasn't widespread, but over half of us at least got some showers and thunderstorms. Here's this batch rotating through right now, the heaviest along and south of the I-44 corridor. So let's take a little tour. A couple new guys popping up, Yates Center and Fredonia, and then just kind of clear the rest of Kansas. Once we get down into Oklahoma, still showers and thunderstorms. Eastern Ottawa County down toward Grand Lake, Benton County, all McDonald County, and also Berry County. If we track north, a little stronger guy just to the east of Carthage, and then just light showers north of that. So let's go through the night. I'm going to stop this at 1 o'clock in the morning. Scattered thunderstorms, southeastern Kansas start to pick up again. This batch is going to drop south and east through the night and kind of flare up along the I-44 corridor, very similar to what we had this morning. So we could have some pockets of heavy rain. Let's go to 8 a.m. starting the day, showers and thunderstorms, and then by about 10 a.m. we start to dry out, and the rest of the day looks pretty good. So additional rainfall amounts, some areas a quarter, half, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Other areas, you're not going to get much rain at all. This just gives you an idea. This is not exact, obviously, of what is going to happen in the future. 65 Monette, 69 Grand Lake, 70 Parsons. When go outside, 7th and Rangeline, sitting at 69. We have southerly winds. It's breezy at 20, gusts over 30 miles per hour. So here's wave 1. Here's wave 2 that's going to affect us over the weekend. So if we go through time, This is upstairs in the atmosphere. Here comes our upper level low. Winds pick up around it, and this is going to bring in that cooler fall-like weather as we go toward the weekend, and we're going to start to dry out. So the scattered thunderstorms tonight, sunshine back. Here's the noon hour, lower 70s as we get into the afternoon, right about where we should be for this time of the year. High temps about 77 degrees. Tomorrow night, we dip into the upper 40s. Gets a little bit cooler. On Friday, here comes that next wave. So we are going to have clouds, may get a sprinkler or two. High temps into the upper 60s. And then check this out. We're going to go to Saturday morning. 37 Nevada, 39 Pittsburgh, 39 in Joplin. So we could get some patchy frost across the region, which if we did, that would be about 2.5, 3 weeks earlier than what we normally do get it on average. All right, 77 tomorrow, 67 Friday, 38 Saturday morning, 61 on Saturday, which is kind of cool, and then back to 71 by Sunday.
Looking forward to cooler temperatures. The prospect of a frost maybe wouldn't be so welcome for a lot of people.
I'm getting my boat winterized Friday.
Are you?
So,
just in time.
Yes.
Thanks, Doug. The McDonald County School District today showed off its Mustang Pride. It's homecoming week, so the district held this parade. There were also food trucks people could eat before the floats went through the streets of Anderson. Good time there. Joplin-based band Fox Royale is going on tour with Young the Giant in Europe. Brothers Nathan and Caleb Hurley are the founding members of the alternative band, which launched into the music industry in 2020. Since then, they played as many shows as they could secure, whether local or otherwise. Getting a call from Young the Giant was not something the band saw coming.
We'd never opened for a band on tour before. So we've pitched for tons of bands, and we've gotten a no, really often, because we're not big enough. So to get our first support slot, be Young the Giant in other countries, was kind of mind-blowing.
According to the band members, this opportunity is already opening doors for their music careers. Still ahead, Wyandotte softball heads to Stillwater for the Class 2A state tournament, and so does Fairland. Hear from the Lady Owls and their head coach coming up next.
The Sonic 2 for $7 deal lets you choose
mattresses at unheard of price cuts. The end is near at Slumberland Furniture in Joplin.
Fairland High School softball headed to state for the second time in 3 years. The Lady Owls got here by winning 15 of their last 17 games in the regular season, including a 15-5 win in the regional final against Howe. This afternoon, Fairland softball team receives a police escort out of town on their way to the Class 2A state tournament. Big parade with all their fellow Owls cheering them on. And for a team without any seniors on its roster that's been proving naysayers wrong, there have been a lot of high points in getting to this spot.
Overall, nobody expected us to come as far as we have, so it's really exciting that we proved them wrong.
Lots of teamwork for sure.
Yes.
We're just working hard together.
Beating Wyandotte. Lucky 7.
Yeah.
Beating Wyandotte in the Lucky 7 tournament.
Coming back and beating Wyandotte.
Just playing as a team, we're, like I said, really cohesive, and we work really well together. Play defense, we hit, we pitch well, so really proud of that.
Meanwhile, Wyandotte softball headed to the Class 2A state tournament as well. Bears receiving all sorts of support from their fellow elementary, middle, and high schoolers. They boast a 28-8 record. They easily took care of Stroud in their regional final, winning that title game 17-2. Now here's the tournament bracket that both the Lady Owls and Lady Bears will be playing in. Single elimination, win or go home in every game. Wyandotte plays the first game of the tournament against Dale, who's 36-3. First meeting between these two all year. That's at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Fairland starts the tournament playing Oktaha. They've played each other once in the regular season. The Owls won that game 7-4. Meanwhile, in Missouri, regular season softball, Nevada hosting Carl Junction and winning by run rule, 15-0. This one goes final after just 4 innings. Nevada jumps out early with 2 home runs. in the first inning. Carl Junction not finished yet in the regular season. Nevada is. The Bulldogs round out the year facing Branson and then Glendale. Minnesota Twins over in Major League Baseball looking to advance to the ALDS with a win over the Blue Jays. Up 1-0 in the series and up 1-0 in this game after Carlos Correa laces a single up the middle. Royce Lewis comes in to score. They're up 2-0 in the fifth. Sonny Gray on the hill. He turns around and picks off Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to get out of the jam, who says, wait, let's take a look at the replay. As we take a look, we see he doesn't get that hand in there quite in time. So the call on the field stands. Still 2-0 in the sixth. Blue Jays grounded in the most bases loaded double plays since the All-Star break, and they do so right there. Out of a big-time jam for Minnesota. Now the Twins lead 2-0 in the eighth. Kevin Biggio with a slow roller down the line. Griffin Jacks picks it up, tags him out as he gets run over. Now to the ninth, same score, 2-0. Joanne Duran in to try and close this one out. First he gets Alejandro Kirk with the breaking ball. 2 batters later, another swing and a miss. Now Blue Jays down to their final strike, and that'll do it. The Twins win 2-0, their first playoff series win since the 2002 ALDS. They advance to play the Astros in the next round. 21 years since a playoff series win. That's a long time coming for Minnesota.
Yes, it is. That's a pretty long dry spell, but all things must come to an end at some point, I guess. We'll be right back. A lot of people got a fair amount of rain last night, and a lot of people are getting some more tonight. That's good.
More scattered showers and thunderstorms through the night. Most of this out of here by 8 or 9 a.m. tomorrow. And then sunshine, 77, 67 on Friday, down to 38 Saturday morning.
Final sports notes.
Big top 20 matchup for Pitt State football this Saturday against Emporia State, and we hear from head coach and the players of the Gorillas tomorrow afternoon.
They're undefeated to this point.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget the morning show at 5 a.m., and let's make it a great one.